Hello and welcome to Module 3, Lecture 1, Entering and Editing Text. In this lecture, we will focus on the basics of typing, editing, and managing text inside Word. These are everyday tasks, but they also form the foundation of your MO-110 exam performance. By the end of this lecture, you'll be able to enter and edit the text, use undo, redo, and repeat, apply, find, and replace to make quick edits, and insert symbols and special characters. All right, now it's time for our demonstration. In this demonstration, we're going to show how to type and edit text in Word, how to use the undo, redo, and repeat, how to find and replace, and how to insert symbols and special characters. Let's start with typing and editing basics. In this demo, we're going to use a new blank document. To create a new blank document, you need to click in the File tab and select New, then Blank Document. Now we're going to start typing. You can start typing on the first line, or you can press Enter to move to the next line, or Backstage to go back up. In this case, I'm going to use the first line, and I'm going to type um, some words. As you can see, when we reach the end of the line, the word automatically wrap the text to the next line. So this is called word wrap. The word will reach the end of the margin, as you can see here in the ruler, and will move to the next line automatically. Another thing that I want to mention is if you want to modify some word, you can do it by moving your cursor to the word or to the letter that you want to remove and press backspace. Or you can also use the right arrow on your keyboard to move around the letters. As you can see, I can move around the letters, and I can also press backspace to remove. If I want to remove to the right, what I have to do is press the delete shortcut on my keyboard. I'll press the delete shortcut on my keyboard and it will remove to the right. If I want to remove my last action, I'll press Ctrl Z, or I can come to the quick access toolbar where I can find the undo command. And if you have to restore something you just undid, you can use the and redo command, or just simplify, press Ctrl Y. Let me press Ctrl Y, and we're going to restore something we just undid. I'll press again undo. And now I want to talk about the repeat command. Repeats allow you to repeat your last action, such as applying bold to multiple words. Imagine that you need to apply bold to this word. I will apply bold. Now, I want to repeat the same action to some words on my document. What I have to do is come to the other word, select it, and press Control Y. And I can do infinitely. Now, let's talk about the find and replace commands, which are very essential when editing long documents. If you need to find some words on your document, you can press Control F, or you can also come to the Home tab, and in the editing groups, you will find the find command. Here you can you can text what you want to find on your document. Let's say I want to find the ipsum word on my document. I'll say ipsum, and it will find the ipsum on the whole document. There is another option, very important, is the find and replace. The find and replace, we can open it if you want to find a word in our document and we also want to replace this word in our document. So we can do that by press Control H, or we can select the replace command in the editing group. With the find and replace, we can replace a word with another. We can replace formatting. For example, we can change all the bold text to italics, or we can replace all the change on every document. So imagine that we want to change the absam. I want to find the absam on my document, and I want to replace with words. And I have an option to replace and replace all. I can replace the first find, or I can replace all. What I'm going to do in this case, I'll say replace. And as you can see, I will replace only the first find. And after replace it, it will move to the next. And I can remove the next and move on around the document. But what I want to do is replace on the whole document. So what I have to do here is come again to the replace, find and replace. I'll say find up some word and replace with word. One all document, replace all. And as you could see, was 70 matches. So in this case, the whole document, the absam on the document was in the whole document was replaced by Word. Now I'm going to press Control F again, and I'm going to search for absam. And as you can see, we cannot find nothing right here. So I can now put Word, and I will find the word. Sometimes you have the necessity to insert symbols that you cannot find on your keyboard. In those cases, if you have the necessity to insert symbols on your document, you need to click in the Insert tab and select Symbol Groups. You will select the symbol command. In symbol command, you can see different symbols that you can insert on your document. You have here the dollar sign, for example. If you have the necessity to insert a dollar symbol, you can select right here. I will leave that, and I will write 2000, and I will insert the symbol, dollar sign. You can also insert, for example, the copyright sign, the euro sign, or if you cannot find the symbol on this list, you can click more symbols And in the more symbols, you have font. You can select here the font, and you can select the subset, and you can search for the symbols. You also can select special characters. If you need to insert special characters on your document, you can select this tab and insert special characters like dash and let me see the registered. And you can also see the shortcut keys that you can create shortcuts to insert symbols on your document. In this lecture, we saw how to type and edit text in Word, how to use the undo and redo command, how to use the find and replace command, and finally, we talk about how to insert symbols and special characters for professional looking documents. In the next lecture, we'll move into formatting text, where you learn how to change the look of your Word with fonts, colors, and effects. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lecture.